Now comes trigger warning. You will probably not agree with what I will say. Towards the end of October of this year, Gonville and Caius College in Cambridge, not here, Massachusetts, England, was hosting a talk by Helen Joyce, known for her view that men and women are being redefined by trans activists, with laws and policies reshaped to privilege self-identified gender identity over biological sex. Joyce unambiguously supports trans rights. What she rejects is gender identity ideology, the idea that people should count as men or women according to how they feel and what they declare, instead of their biology. Now, students at this college have launched protests with the college's LGBT plus representatives demanding that Joyce's appearance be cancelled because they are unanimously disgusted by the platforming of such views. Tutors were even opening a safe space, welfare tea room for students during the talk, blaming understandable hurt and anger for many students, staff, and fellows caused by this invitation. The college's master joined them, saying that while freedom of speech is a fundamental principle, on some issues which affect our community, we cannot stay neutral. Now, first, my theoretical position here. I disagree with both poles in this conflict because I think the opposition between biology and what I feel and declaring what I feel is not exhaustive. Where, and here is my criticism of some of this free choice of gender ideology, where is Freud here? Where is the Freudian subject of the unconscious, which is neither biological nor a matter of feeling? We become sexual subjects when our biological features get mediated by complex symbolic structures, structures which work at a different level than our feelings. No matter how sincere, feelings may deceive. But nonetheless, I think that debating the role of biology or social symbolic structures in the formation of our sexuality is a legitimate topic. How fragile the opponents of Joyce's appearance must be if they experience such a debate as something so threatening that they even need a safe space to protect them. Is it not that their refusal of debate betrays a fear that such a debate may render palpable the weakness of their position? Plus, are they aware that the logic of my identity is what I feel, if I feel a man, a woman, a trans, and I declare what I feel, can also be used in a directly racist and sexist way? A full-blooded heterosexist would also need a safe space to avoid LGBT plus persons by whom he is anonymously disgusted. I'm not agree with him. I just claim again that this idea of my identity is what I feel, immediately experience, and declare, it proceeds as if there was no Freud, no divided subject, no psychoanalysis, and so on and so on. Duane Russell, my Canadian friend, characterizes woke as racism in the time of the many without the one. This may appear problematic, but I think it hits the mark in an almost exact opposite to the traditional racism which fights against a foreign intruder posing a threat to the unity of the one, say, immigrants and Jews to our nation, Woke reacts to those who are suspected not to truly abandon old forms of the one, patriots, proponents of patriarchal values, and so on. With all its declared opposition to the new forms of barbarism, the woke left fully participates in it, promoting and practicing a flat discourse without irony. Although it advocates pluralism and promotes difference, its subjective position of enunciation, the place from which it speaks, is extremely authoritarian, allowing no debate and imposing exclusions which are often based on arbitrary premises. In all this mess, we should always bear in mind that the woke stance and cancel culture are de facto limited to the narrow world of academia and up to a point some intellectual professions like journalists, while society at large moves in the opposite direction. Cancel culture, with its implicit paranoia, is a desperate but also inefficient attempt to compensate for the actual troubles and tragedies of the LGBT plus individuals, the violence and exclusion to which they are permanently submitted. I'm well aware of this. But I think that precisely cancel culture is a retreat into a cultural fortress, a pseudo-safe space whose discursive fanaticism leaves intact and even strengthens the resistance of the majority to it. So you got my point. I'm not attacking woke and cancel culture as being too fanatical and so on. I claim precisely that behind this mask of fanaticism, stringency, it's a compromise. It doesn't really change social reality.